Hello students, warm welcome to all of you. In this module we are going to discuss about second chapter, that is polynomials, in our grade 10 CBSE curriculum. This is one of the most easiest chapter and you can score more marks with the help of this chapter in your board examination. And in order to solve the problems in this, you will have to recollect all the formulas like what is meant by a polynomial and what is the maximum number of zeros of a polynomial, and when the zeros of the polynomial are given, then how to find the quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, fourth degree polynomial, and what is the relationship between sum and product of zeros along with their coefficients, right? And of course a simple division of polynomial by the other polynomial and relationship between zeros and coefficients. See here, I am going to explain a few set of problems which are 1 mark questions, very short answer questions which were given in previous board examinations. So you feel pretty much easier because this chapter is so much easy chapter, right? Let's get into the problems. See, the very first problem given here is, if one zero of a quadratic polynomial kx square plus 3x plus k is 2, then find the value of k. What do you mean by zero of a polynomial? Zero of a polynomial means, let me take one polynomial like x square minus 3x plus 2. This is one polynomial. Let me name this polynomial as p of x. Name of the polynomial is p of x. Suppose if I substitute x is equal to 1, for suppose x equal to 1, then p of 1 is going to be 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 2. So it is going to be 1 square equal to 1, 3 ones are 3 plus 2. 1 plus 2 equal to 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. It means when I substitute 1 in the place of x, then the polynomial is completely vanished. Means the polynomial value becomes 0. So for what value of the variable, the entire polynomial will be vanished, the entire polynomial will be 0. Then the value of the variable or the values of the variable are said to be zeros of the polynomial. So simply the value of the variable which makes the polynomial 0 is said to be 0 of the polynomial, as simple as that. Now given problem here is, the given polynomial kx square plus 3x plus k is vanished by 2. Is vanished by 2 means p of x, let me take the given polynomial as p of x, which is going to be kx square plus 3x again plus k, and 0 of the polynomial is 2. So it means this value, this polynomial will become 0 for x is equal to 2 because this is in terms of x. So it means p of 2 value is going to be 0 because I am going to substitute 2 in the place of x. So substitute 2 in the place of x and equate with 0, then it will become kx square, k into x is equal to 2, so 2 square plus 3x, x is equal to 2 plus k which is equal to 0 because this entire value will become 0 since 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. 2 square equal to 4 into k is 4k plus 3 times 2 equal to 6 plus k is equal to 0. So 4k plus k is equal to 5k plus 6 is equal to 0. 5k plus 6 equal to 0 means 5k is equal to what? Is going to be minus 6, and the value of k is going to be minus 6 upon 5. This is the value of k for which the given polynomial will be 0, as 2 is the 0 of the polynomial. Hope you understand. So 0 of a polynomial means for what value or values of the variable the given polynomial will be vanished is said to be 0 or zeros of the polynomial. And I would like to give you one more information about this. Kx square plus 3x plus k is a second degree polynomial. Since it is a second degree polynomial, do you know what is the maximum number of zeros of the second degree polynomial? Every second degree polynomial has maximum of 2 zeros. Every third degree polynomial has maximum of 3 zeros. Every nth degree polynomial of maximum of n zeros, but you should not say exactly n zeros. We cannot say that because some zeros may be repeated zeros also. So that is why we should use the word maximum or at most. Hope you understand. Right. Moving on to the next problem. The graph of the polynomial is shown in the figure. Find the number of its zeros. See, when you are given a graph, it may be a parabola or an ellipse or any kind of a curve. You see, the given curve is like this. This is what is the given curve. Okay. So, the curve is given like this. Fine. In this curve, this is what is our curve. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. Right. So, at how many number of different points our curve intersecting x-axis? At how many number of points our curve intersecting x-axis? See here, this is one point and this is one more point and this is one more point. It is intersecting y-axis also, but we are not going to consider that. So, why to take only the points on x-axis as the number of zeros? Because if you take one polynomial like x plus 2 is one polynomial, either it is a first degree, second degree, does not matter. X plus 2 is a polynomial. I am writing this polynomial as f of x. So, instead of f of x, I would like to write it as y. So, y is equal to x plus 2. So, if you write y is equal to x plus 2 and draw this on the graph sheet, then definitely you will have to find 2 points. So, I am going to find 2 points by taking the values of x and y. Suppose if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. If y is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 2. These two are 2 points. I am going to draw this on the graph sheet. See, this is what another one. This is 0. X values are 0, minus 2. So, this is minus 2 for example. And y values are 2 and 0. For example, this is 2. Now, first point is 0, x 0, y 2. X 0, y 2 means this is the point. Okay. And when x is equal to minus 2, y is 0, means this is the point. Passing through these 2 points, I would like to draw a line. Now, you see this line intersecting x-axis at one point, that is minus 2. So, I would say that minus 2 is 0 of the polynomial. Why am I telling minus 2 is 0 of the polynomial? Because x plus 2 will be 0, x plus 2 will be 0 for x is equal to minus 2. That is why you are taking that point on x-axis as 0 of the polynomial. Did you understand why are we considering that only the points on x-axis where the curve intersecting x-axis are said to be the zeros of the polynomial? Because here this point, if you take one point here, this is some a comma 0 or minus whatever it is, this is minus b comma 0 and this is some c comma 0, where y value is always 0, you see, for different values of x. So, those different values of x are said to be zeros because the entire value of y will be 0. So, that is why we consider only the points where the curve intersect x-axis as zeros of the polynomial. Please do not get any confusion, and in order to find zeros of the polynomial by a curve, we will not consider the points on y-axis where the curve is intersecting y-axis, right. So, since it is intersecting at 1, 2, 3 points with x-axis, so therefore, there are totally 3 number of zeros of the polynomial. Hope you understand? Right. So, next moving on to the next problem. The maximum number of zeros of a cubic polynomial can have, just now we discussed about this. Suppose if I take a polynomial like p of x is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 2x plus 7. This is one polynomial. So, this polynomial may have 3 zeros. X is equal to 1 0 is a, 1 0 is b, 1 0 is c. I am taking one more polynomial p of x. This is p1, this is p2 of x is equal to x minus 3 whole cube. Okay. See here, x minus 3 whole cube or something x plus 1 whole cube for example. In these two polynomials, this is one third degree polynomial, this is one third degree polynomial. But what are the zeros of this polynomial? This is 0 only when x is equal to 3. And this is 0 only when x is equal to minus 1. So, what does it mean? If you take x is equal to 3, then x minus 3 will be 0, 0 cube is equal to 0. So, x minus 3 whole cube is 0 only when x is equal to 3. X plus 1 whole cube is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 1. It is being a third degree polynomial, it is also being a third degree polynomial, but the zeros are 3 and minus 1 only. So, here the zeros are only 1 0 since it is being a third degree polynomial. Suppose if I take one more polynomial like x minus 2 whole square into x plus 5. This is also a third degree polynomial. But what are zeros of this third degree polynomial? 2 as well as minus 5. So there are only 2 zeros for this third degree polynomial. There are only one zero and 1 0 for third degree polynomial, but here there are 3 zeros. So it has maximum of 3 zeros. We should not say that it has exactly 3 zeros. This is very important thing, please do remember. Since the question given here as the maximum number of zeros of a cubic polynomial can have is 1, 4, 2, 3, you can directly write it as 3. But if your question is the number of zeros of a cubic polynomial is, and the options are, first one is exactly 3, second one is at most 3, third one is 4, fifth one is less than 3, then you should not choose the option exactly 3. You should choose the option only at most 3. That is what called maximum 3. So please do remember that. Next, coming to the next problem here. 1 0 of the polynomial is x square plus 3x plus k is 2, then the value of k. Just now we discussed this kind of problem. So let me take the polynomial p of x as x square plus 3x plus k, and 1 0 is 2, right? What does it mean? Since it is a 0, then when you put 2 in the place of x, the entire polynomial will be vanished. Then we can write it as x square is 0 square plus 3 into 0 plus k is equal to 0. So 0 square plus p of 2 is equal to 0, right? So I will have to substitute 2. So 3 into 2 plus k is equal to 0. 2 square equal to 4 plus 3 times 2 equal to 6 plus k is equal to 0. 4 plus 6 equal to 10 plus k is equal to 0. Therefore, the value of k is going to be minus 10. So if k is equal to minus 10, then 2 is 0 of the polynomial. Next, moving on to the next problem. The quadratic polynomial, the sum of whose zeros is minus 5 and their product is 6 is what? Here you need to remember one thing, that what is the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are given? Quadratic polynomial. What is the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are given? Whose zeros are x is equal to alpha and x is equal to beta. Suppose there are 2 zeros given, then the quadratic polynomial is p of x is equal to x square minus of alpha plus beta times x plus alpha into beta. This is what is a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are given. Please do remember this. This is the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are given. And you can even remember this as x square minus sum of zeros, because alpha plus beta means sum, right? So sum of zeros times x plus alpha into beta is nothing but product of zeros. Sum of zeros and product of zeros. See here, what is the given problem? Here students does mistakes mostly. They feel that sum of zeros is minus 5 and product of zeros is 6. They feel that alpha is given minus 5 and beta is given 6. No, not at all. Here sum of whose zeros is minus 5. Sum of whose zeros is minus 5 means alpha plus beta is equal to minus 5. Not alpha minus 5. And product of zeros is 6. It means alpha into beta is equal to 6. This is what is the information given in the problem. So when you substitute here, then the required polynomial will become p of x is equal to x square minus alpha plus beta is equal to minus 5. So minus 5 times x plus alpha into beta, that is product of zeros is given 6. So x square minus into minus is equal to plus 5x plus 6. This is what is your required polynomial. Sum of whose zeros is minus 5 as well as their product is 6. Right? Next. Moving on to the next problem. The zeros of the polynomial x cube minus 3x minus m into m plus 1 are. So this is not x cube, this is x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3 are. So you will have to change here. So that is what zeros of the polynomial of x square. X square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3 are what? What are the zeros of this polynomial? Let us try to understand this. Zeros of the polynomial, they are, what is the given polynomial? I am taking it as p of x, which is equal to x square minus 3x minus m into m plus 3. So in order to find zeros of the polynomial, I would like to go with one particular important method, that is, suppose if alpha comma beta are the zeros, if alpha comma beta are the zeros, then the quadratic polynomial is x square minus of alpha plus beta times x plus alpha into beta. Suppose if minus alpha comma minus beta are zeros, then the polynomial is x square plus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. So keeping this thing in mind, see our polynomial, irrespective of the sign of the second term, I am going to the sign of the third term. So sign of the third term in both of them is positive, but in our problem it is negative. Got it? So I am going to write this as x square minus 3x plus, this is m into m plus 3, right? I will give that minus to m. So minus m into m plus 3, minus m into m plus 3. Now I will get one idea that if I consider these two as alpha and beta, suppose if it is alpha, it is beta, then what is alpha plus beta? Minus m plus m plus 3. So minus m plus m gets cancelled, remaining 3. So the 3 is already there. So I am going to write this polynomial as x square minus alpha plus beta. So here alpha is minus m plus beta is m plus 3 into x plus alpha into beta, as it is I am not going to change anything, minus m into m plus 3. So now it is clearly in the form of x square minus of alpha plus beta times x plus alpha into beta. If this is the quadratic polynomial, then what are the zeros? This is the quadratic polynomial, then the zeros are alpha and beta. So therefore the values of x are alpha comma beta. So what is alpha and what is beta according to this? When you compare both of them, in the place of alpha you have minus m, and in the place of beta you have m plus 3. So therefore the zeros of the polynomial are minus m comma m plus 3. Where are that minus m comma m plus 3? That is option B. Just remember these two things, then it is very much easier for you to factorize the polynomials without using that splitting middle term method or quadratic formula, anything. So simply you can find out the factors. Moving on to the next problem. Here alpha and beta are zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square minus x minus 4. Then find the value of some 1 by alpha 1 by beta minus alpha beta. I would like to tell you one thing here. You always store something in your mind that without actually finding the roots, I am talking about roots, without actually finding zeros of a polynomial, zeros of exclusively a quadratic polynomial, what is alpha plus beta? Means what is the sum of their zeros and what is the product of their zeros. So for example, my quadratic polynomial p of x is ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c, and alpha comma beta are zeros of this polynomial. Then alpha plus beta is going to be minus b by a, and alpha into beta is going to be c by a, right? So please do these things in mind. So in order to crack any of these kind of problems easily. See, you don't have to find what is alpha and what is beta individually. It means you don't have to find what are the zeros of the polynomial individually. Without actually finding zeros of the polynomial, with the help of this information, we can easily find out whatever you want of this form, right? So the given quadratic polynomial is p of x or f of x, whatever it is. F of x is equal to x square minus x minus 4. Suppose alpha comma beta are zeros, then what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is going to be minus b by a, so which is equal to minus, what is b here? B is minus 1. So that minus of minus 1 divided by a is coefficient of x square, it is 1. So alpha plus beta is going to be 1. And what is alpha into beta? The formula for alpha into beta is equal to c divided by a, and c over here is minus 4 divided by a is equal to 1, which is equal to minus 4. So alpha plus beta is equal to 1 and alpha into beta is equal to minus 4. With the help of these two values, we can easily figure out the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus alpha into beta, right. Let us try to simplify only these two fractions. What is 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta? Alpha plus beta by alpha beta after taking LCM minus alpha into beta is already there. You know the value of alpha plus beta as well as alpha into beta. Just to substitute the values, alpha plus beta is going to be 1 divided by alpha into beta is going to be minus 4, correct, minus alpha into beta is minus 4, so minus of minus 4. So 1 by minus 4 equal to minus 1 by 4, minus of minus equal to plus 4 divided by 1. Will you be able to simplify this? Of course, pretty much easier. LCM is equal to 4, so it is minus 1 plus 4 4s are 16. So 16 minus 1 is equal to 15 divided by 4 is the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus alpha into beta. See, in order to find the values of these kind of things, it is not required to find out the values of alpha and beta separately by any of your algebraic methods. Keep this thing in mind and try to explore into the situation. So then you get the answer easily within no time. Okay. So moving on to the next problem. Here the next problem is, what is the lowest value of x square plus 4x plus 2? So in order to solve these kind of problems, then definitely you will have to think in which way we will have to start, because how to start with is a major problem, is a major thing that everybody has to. X square plus 4x plus 4, this is nothing explaining about sum of roots, sum of zeros or product of zeros or finding quadratic polynomial, something like that. We are going to find what is the least value of this polynomial. What do you mean by the least value of the polynomial? X is a real number. For what value of x? It gives one value. Suppose I substitute x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, like that x equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, or x equal to 0.1 or x equal to root 2. I can substitute anything in the place of x. But how can I say or how can I find what is the least value? Least value is nothing but definitely some value will exist at one value of x, but I don't know what value of x, I don't know what is the least value. For that, definitely I will have to use my brain in order to find out the least value. I would write the given polynomial x square plus 4x plus 2. See, in order to find the least value, I am going to express this as a square number by the method of completing square. So, the method of completing square means, see, irrespective of the last term, if I take first two terms, the second term sign is positive, then I go by a plus b whole square expansion. What is the formula for a plus b whole square? A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So, I am going to use this expansion in order to convert it into a square number. How is that possible? See here, writing x square as x whole square, that is a square, plus 2ab plus 2 is 2, a was already decided, 2 into a into how much is equal to 4x. 2 into x is equal to 2x plus 2x into how much is equal to 4x, 2x into 2 is equal to 4x. It means my b is 2. So, what is the next one? B square. B square means 2 square, right. 2 square is equal to 4. I use it till here 4x. 2 square is equal to 4, that is required for me in order to complete it in the square. But 2 square is not there. For balancing, I will write one more 2 square, because I have added and then I am subtracting, and I did not use this plus 2, I will use plus 2. Hope you understand this. See, from here to here is in the form of a square plus 2ab plus b square. It means a plus b whole square, right. Next one is minus 2 square equal to 4 plus 2. So, totally I would write this as x plus 2 whole square minus 4 plus 2 is equal to 2. Now, I get one idea here that square of any real number, square of any real number always greater than or equal to 0. You take any real number, either it could be positive or negative or a fraction or an irrational number, when you square it, it would definitely be positive number. It can be 0 also, because if you take x is equal to 0, then 0 square is equal to 0. So that is why square of any real number should be more than or equal to 0. Since it is also square of one real number, so x plus 2 whole square always greater than or equal to 0. If x plus 2 whole square greater than or equal to 0 and minus 2, add minus 2 on both the sides, then x plus 2 whole square minus 2 greater than or equal to 0 minus 2. So x plus 2 whole square minus 2 is nothing but that is p of x, which is greater than or equal to minus 2. So what do you mean by this? The value of p of x always more than or equal to minus 2. More than or equal to minus 2 means what? This value starts from minus 2 and above, but not less than minus 2. So that is why the least value of p of x, the least value of the polynomial is minus 2. Therefore, least value of p of x is going to be minus 2. So this value is always more than or equal to minus 2. That is why the least value of this is minus 2. Next, coming to the next problem, sum of the zeros of the polynomial is 6. This is a third degree polynomial. Then the value of k is what? So again, if this is a third degree polynomial, then what is the formula for sum of zeros? And what is the formula for sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time? And what is the formula for product of zeros? If I take the standard form of p of x, that is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Suppose if alpha, comma, beta, comma, gamma are zeros of this polynomial, then I would write another polynomial whose zeros are alpha, beta, gamma, that is x cube minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha beta gamma. This is what is the third degree polynomial whose zeros are alpha, beta, gamma. When you compare both of them, then I get alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a, and then alpha into beta into gamma is equal to minus d by a, right? This is what is the relationship between zeros and coefficients of third degree polynomial. Now our third degree polynomial is f of x is equal to 2x cube minus 3kx square plus 4x minus 5. Now if you compare this with ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, it is given that sum of the zeros, this is what is sum of the zeros, and this is what is sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time, and this is what is product of zeros. Given that sum of the zeros of the polynomial means alpha plus beta plus gamma is given as 6. So what is the formula for alpha plus beta plus gamma? That is minus b by a is equal to 6. Substitute the values minus. What is b here? Ax cube bx square. B is equal to minus 3k, right? So minus of minus 3k divided by a. A is going to be 2, which is equal to 6. Okay. So minus of minus 3k is equal to 3k by 2 is equal to 6. So 3k is equal to 6 2s are 12. 3k is equal to 12. Then the value of k is going to be 3. How much are 12? 3 4s are 12. So this way we can find out the value of k. But please do remember this information. This is very much useful information, right? So moving on to the next problem. If the square of difference of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus px plus 45 is 144, then what is the value of p? For example, alpha, comma, beta are zeros of the polynomial. What is that polynomial? P of x is equal to, I am going to write the polynomial x square plus px plus 45. Okay. alpha comma beta are zeros of this polynomial. But what is the information given? If the square of difference of the zeros, what is square of difference of the zeros? It means alpha square minus beta square, that is square of difference of zeros. Alpha square minus beta square or beta square minus alpha square. So alpha square minus beta square is given as 144. Then what is the value of p? Then p is equal to how much? See, what is the information provided? Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, minus what is the value of b? B is equal to, of course, p divided by a is equal to 1, which is equal to minus p. And what is alpha into beta? Alpha into beta is equal to product of zeros, that is c divided by a, and the value of c is equal to 45 divided by 1. 45 by 1 is equal to 45. So now I am ready with alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. Okay, fine. Alpha square minus beta square is there. If I write this as alpha minus beta times alpha plus beta, I think it would be better because it is in the form of a square minus b square. But I know the value of alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus p. So this is minus p, and alpha minus beta is there. So alpha minus beta into minus p is equal to 144. So alpha minus beta is equal to 144 divided by minus p. That is the value of alpha minus beta, and alpha plus beta is already there. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus p. So how am I going to use this information in order to find the value of p? Right? Alpha minus beta is there and alpha plus beta is there. But I have a formula for alpha minus beta whole square. Alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta, if I am not wrong. This is just like a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square, that's it. A minus b whole square equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. What is a plus b whole square? A square plus b square plus 2ab. See here, alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta minus 4 alpha beta will become minus 2 alpha beta. It would be alpha minus beta whole square. Alpha minus beta is nothing but here 144 divided by minus p whole square is equal to alpha plus beta is minus p whole square minus 4 into alpha beta is equal to 45. So when you simplify, then you will get this value of p, if I am not wrong. Let us try to understand one easiest way in order to find the value of alpha square minus beta square. Of course, alpha square minus beta square equal to alpha minus beta into alpha plus beta. That is, alpha minus beta also can be written as square root b square minus 4ac by, by a. If we use that, then also you will get the value of alpha minus beta and of course the value of p. If you solve this, you get the value of p. Okay. Next, moving on to the next problem. Of course, this is what is the last problem of this 1 mark questions in this module. Hope you understand and how to crack these 1 mark questions in order to find the value of x or p or whatever it is. Right? Enjoy the class. Thank you very much.